Obstürmt oder steigt
und die Sonne uns lacht, der Tag glühend heiß oder eiskalt.
Hello YouTubers, this is Sturmgeschützspor, also known as Globulus. This is a 6-player free-for-all score resolution battle. Let's see, I decided to change things up a little bit and go with the Seleucids this time. I actually thought it was a last man standing battle, but by the time we actually got into the game and they were telling me it was scored, I'm like, oh well, it's too late now. Anyway, I have 4 cataphracts. I have 4 archers, and I have 2 Silver Shield Legionnaires and 3 Silver Shield pikemen. Let's take a look at some of my opponents over here. I gotta find them first. I know that Julii is over here somewhere. There we go. Julii under the command of BDog01 or 01. He has 3 Praetorian Cav. He has a unit of Triarii. He has 1, 2, 3, looks like 6 urban cohorts and 3 archer auxilia. And can't see all of his army, but we have a well, I guess we can't see it. We have a camper who camps most of the fight, but you know, to each their own, I guess. Excuse me. SPQR under the command of Vectronics. He has 4 of these war dog units. I've never used them in scored battles. 2 Roman archers. Actually, I think he has more than that, but I'm only counting. Yeah, 3 Roman archer units. And he has 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 urban cohorts and 4 Praetorian Cav. Okay, we got, I believe this is Egypt. Yep, it's Egypt under the command of Macedonia Caesar. He has 1, 2, which I think he's got a good mix of, maybe not. Yeah, this is all desert cav, so probably 6 units or so of desert cav. He's got 1, 2, 3. Looks like 4 units of Pharaoh's bowmen. Probably 2 units of slingers here, going by the look of this. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Pharaoh's guards. Go up here to Armenia, who was the host of this game, I believe. Armenia is generally who I play as, but being the host, he was the first one to choose an army, and this is what he chose. He has 1, 2, 3, looks like 5 heavy spearmen, 6 archers, and 1, 2, 3, 4, looks like 6 cataphracts. We have the Scipii Romans under the command of Ucia 1989. He has 3 Praetorian Cav. Excuse me. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Roman archers. He has a legionary first cohort and 4 regular urban cohorts. Let's see who else we got. I know we got more. I think we have more. Maybe not. Seems like there was somebody else. Oh, I guess that's it. Okay. Anyway, guys, let's get this on the show on the road, or get the show on the road here. For those of you who are slightly confused as to why I deployed way back here, I was under the impression it was a last man standing fight, so I deployed on the hill so I could get a feel for what everybody else was going to do. And now I was going to move toward that part of the battle, you know, move toward someone and get into my nice little fights I get into. But you know, so like I said, I found out it was scored, you know, after we had already just started this. So I'm like, okay, so I have to go to somebody, so I go toward the Julii over here. But I My initial thought was Julia, Julia and the SPQR were going to fight, so I was moving pretty slow. So I wanted to let them fight, get their battle over with, and then I was going to engage the winner. But well, you'll see. But our first battle here is going to be the Armenians versus the Scipii. And GLS, he plays a pretty solid game as Armenia. Yeah, they're just moving into position here. Myself and the Egyptian player, like I said, I was moving toward the Julii, expecting to engage them originally. The Egyptian player, I thought maybe he would move toward SPQR, but that didn't quite work out the way I thought it would. Now I think what GLS's mistake in this fight, I would have brought some cataphract archers just to provide some hit and run support for my cavalry, but like I've said before, to each their own. If this is the way he chooses to fight, that's his style, then so be it. And as you can see, the Armenians do use their hill advantage here. Here I am still moving toward the Julii. Like I said, I was under the impression that now the SPQR player did send his war dogs up here. He did attack some of the Julii cohorts. Didn't really amount to much. He's got some Roman archers trying to, I'm not sure if they're trying to lay down fire or just provide maybe some cover fire in case Julii decides to try to make a run toward the hill that he's on. Oh. Back to the Scipii Armenia fight here. Right now they're just kind of exchanging missile fire. I probably would have made my line a little longer and used my archers in loose formation. He kept them tightened up, kept everything protected. So he's kind of in a defensive formation, but with all these cataphracts, he could go on the offensive at any point in time. This is a strange move. This is kind of interesting. He does leave one cataphracts back to support his left flank. Otherwise, he sends all of his cataphracts down here. Loses quite a few here with this Pila strike. And then here comes the Praetorian Cav, which I don't think he realized that there's more Pila. But I don't think GLS realized that Praetorians were coming down on him when
the enemy general is slain, and now his men fear us. It is time to press the attack. I don't think he expected it because he had the numbers. I don't think he expected the Uchiha 1989 here. I don't think he expected them to charge his cavalry like that. So, all right, here we have this is just a straight up Pila fight. Actually, Pila fight against the spearmen of the Armenians here. He does that now. He brings back all of his units coming downhill, trying to engage these cataphracts here with their Pila, if they have any left. This would have been a perfect time for a rear strike against the, with his cataphracts here. He could have cycle charged this unit and come back, cycle charge this unit, but he's using his archers to great effect here, hitting the Scipii from behind. I mean, the Scipii they're just kind of lost at this point in time because the cataphracts have just destroyed the Praetorian Cav. So the mobility advantage is completely on Armenia's side here. And in the background here, I'm finally getting to the top of this hill.
believe, yeah, Julii here, they move. I thought they were going to engage the SPQR finally, but they don't. They end up moving over here next to this. I think this is a tower, and in this ruins area. So I decide to lay chase and engage them myself and get some kills. But in all honesty, I didn't. This my Seleucid army. I got this for a last man standing battle. Because like I said, I was under the impression that's what it was. Nobody could really say for sure. The host said scored, but then there was 3 other guys that said it was last man. And then finally everybody came around and said scored. I thought they were just trying to pull my chain a little bit so I wouldn't do anything. But I'm not that kind of person. If I see a fight, I'm going to go after it. So. But this is really a long battle. What makes it so long? He's just sitting here wasting his arrows on this testudo formations here. I didn't quite understand that, or I don't quite understand that. Frankly, I mean, now he's bringing his pikes forward. What he should have done. Oh, here he goes. I was gonna say what he should have done was move his cav around for a double envelopment from both sides. He could bring his pikes forward, engage, and then just smash, hammer and anvil smash the hell out of these cohorts. As you can see, the archers have definitely done a number on them. Well, maybe he's not going to try the double envelopment. I didn't get to see this fight because I was kind of concentrated on my part of the battlefield over here. That's exactly what he's doing. He's going to hammer and anvil him from the back, and that's what he should do. And the cohorts were actually stupid enough to advance forward to how do I use that term? Armenia uses the hill advantage, but this part of this part of the map isn't really a hill necessarily. It's more like a slope. I know I get a lot of talk about that, talking about slope advantages and things like that. People seem to like that. So, but he just completely mauled the Scipii army, and really didn't lose anybody. He lost a few spearmen from the Pila of the Scipii player, but that was really it. Now Egypt's moving in. He wants to get some of the action here. So I believe we're going to see Armenia turn to face the Egyptians.
They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
Let's see, go over here where I'm at now. I'm still moving into position. Like I said, this is taking me forever because I had to chase Julii and mainly the Julii, but I had to chase them all around this side of the map to finally engage them. Back up this big hill here. Yeah, he's got his cavalry tired now. What he should have done instead of running everybody in a position here, I mean, GLS was probably he was thinking about getting the most kills, and the quicker you can do that, odds are you're going to win the game. So he ran all of his cataphracts over here, which kind of tired him out. He's bringing his pikes up slower. I still would have put the archers in loose formation, but he doesn't do that. We're finally to a point where I'm actually engaging the Julii archers here. Or I'm going to engage them, should I say. My archer units and their archer units, we just kind of slug it out here for, I don't know, a couple minutes or so. But my archers decimate his. And we'll just kind of go from there. Let me fast forward this just a little bit for you guys. Or on triple speed and get things going here. Yeah, like I said, this game was really, really long. I was actually trying to bait him in. I was going to come up here and expose my entire left side of my line to him, to his cavalry, hoping he would take the bait, but he's smart enough to send his archers up, and I kind of figured he wasn't going to take the bait, so like I said, this is about the point where I start raining some hell down on his archers. But what I did with my archers, cleverly enough, and like I said, I usually do this, and he's trying to hit my cataphracts. But anyway, I use my archers, 1 or 2 units. I'll usually do at least 2 units against 1 unit of archers. That way you just completely decimate enemy missile fire, because there's not much they can do. Look at this already. He's down to 27, and he started with, 81, I believe. So that's because of these 2 units firing on this one. Now I have these 2 units of archers firing on the second group. So now they're down to 22. So yeah, I'm just completely annihilating their the July archers at this point. And back up there. Whoop, now let's go back this way. See what Armenia and Egypt are up to. Now his cataphracts are fresh again. He's trying to chase the slingers down, which I didn't think was a good idea. Oh, no, I stopped. But if you're going to chase slingers down like that, and they're that far from the front, especially against desert cav like this, which are armor-piercing cav, best way to do it is to bring some kind of support along with your cataphracts, which is probably why he slowed down and decided not to move into the slingers. So anyway, back over to my fight once again. If you look at the Julii archers, they're virtually gone now. They've got 14 archers left. I've still got more or less 2 or 4 more or less full units. What I did here, and he's concentrating on one of my units here, one of my archer units, but what I did is when I came into this, I had gave 2 of my archers 1 experience, and I believe I made them all gold attack with bronze defense. So that way they could take a little bit of a beating, but not a huge amount of a beating. It kind of depended on who I was facing. But yeah, we're just about to the point where, yeah, I bring my cataphracts over, and I poise them on my right, waiting for the right opportunity to strike. And here we have Armenia and Egypt again. They're trying to... Armenia moving toward Egypt. Egypt does have a slight hill advantage here, or he will have, because this is a lower part of the... This is like in between a couple of hills. This is more like a slope, and this is more like a hill over here, so it's kind of like a little bit of a valley in here. But the advantage definitely goes to the Egyptian player. Now here, I thought this was kind of a strange move, because I had the high ground, and what the Julii player does is he charges all of my infantry up front. He actually does a pretty good job against me though, but he's got, his upgrades are quite a bit better. Well, not necessarily better, but with the Julii have, or with the Romans having Pila, I mean he does decimate my front line of pikes here pretty good. I get a few shots on him, but it doesn't do near as much as what he does to me. And like I said, I even had the high ground. And here I forgot to turn my archers off of skirmish mode. I don't generally keep them in skirmish mode. Now what B-Dog's mistake was in this fight, the Julii player, he split his cab up, for the most part. I mean, I peeled the hell out of these guys. Generally, I don't split my cab up unless it's in 2 unless I'm sure that they, each group has support. Here I catch him completely by surprise. He tries to run, but can't quite do it. He just bringing these Triarii back to help. But I see that, so I start using my archers, and I just mow down all these Triarii. But he does get some good hammer and anvils on me, and that's what really decimates my lines. He tries to take out my archers, but being in skirmish mode kind of hurt him. See, he's mowing me down here. I do get some good hammer and anvils on him here.
The enemy general flees.
Myself,
Press forward
killing
so
the
that the
general.
spirit of his army is
Almost
a
killed the
broken
general.
tool.
And I decide to take on these Praetorians over here. And his Triarii are now routing because of all my archer fire. And I was kind of surprised that he charged into the side of my pikes here. That don't generally work. Usually you want to get them from behind. Here's another rear charge from me and from him at the same time. I think it's kind of messy here. So. And here he is trying to chase down my archers again. But what I do here, instead of, I kind of let the archers he's engaging, the other one's running, so I use the other groups of archers to fire on his cav. And I slowly I whittle them down, but not as much as I would like. But I do send my cataphracts back. He definitely wears out my cataphracts. I definitely could have played this better. I'm not going to argue that with anyone. Like I said, he was fighting me uphill. I should have been able to smash any attack uphill that they had. But because I actually made a mistake myself. What I should have done, I should have left at least one unit on my left flank and then used everything else on my right. But I decided instead to shift all my cav over to my right, so my left side of my line unprotected. Go back up here to the Egyptian Armenia fight real quick. If I can find them. I know they're here somewhere. Yeah, here we go. The Armenian archers are, well, they're actually doing some damage, but the Egyptian pikes are doing a really good job here. He is losing quite a few archers and slingers here. The cataphracts get some kills. I was kind of surprised. He doesn't use his. He used some of his desert cav to engage the cataphracts, but didn't use a bunch of them. If he would have, odds are he would have routed. The Egyptian player here, Macedonia Caesar. Odds are he would have routed all these cataphract units. I believe he had 6 of these desert cav. If he would have provided close support with these slingers, he could have smashed all that all the Armenian cav. And as you can see, I've almost got this battle won. Got my silver shields against his cohorts. And that's it.
Be
They're in the route.
The enemy's
I do chase a few of them down with my cataphracts, just a few more kills. Now, what makes this battle so long is that, like I said, the SPQR player, Vectronics, I believe is his name. Yeah, he doesn't really move a whole lot until toward the end of the battle. So I'm not entirely sure whether he knew it was scored or not, or if he believed anybody, to be honest with you. Because once it came time to fight, I mean, he fought. So I think he thought this was a last man standing fight, and everybody may have been pulling his chain or something. But here I pull back after I have defeated the Julii army, reformed my line, and I asked the Egyptian player if he wanted to fight me, since SPQR was just camp on the hill. And I was kind of under the impression that's what we were going to do, but then he come back and said that we should team up on the SPQR player. And I'm like, well, I suppose we could do that. I mean, I'm not one for teaming, but since he was just camping there, I'm like, okay, so. And I see GLS does what I do. He's just kind of running around, getting rid of units where he can to get some kills. But now he's bringing in, Caesar here is bringing in his desert cav to finish off the cataphracts of Armenia, which are exhausted now and very tired. And there's my army reforming. As soon as he takes out the Armenian player here, I'm going to kill the recording here for a moment until we get to a better part of the battle where there's some action actually going on. As you can see, he's already, a couple of his desert cav units are kind of banged up,
not soldiers,
but for the most part they're all intact.
Running from our
They're just
men.
tired and exhausted. My cataphracts are kind of in the same situation. They're all tired and very tired. So, but that was from chasing around all the routing units of the Julii and fighting their cav and everything else. So, all right, you know what? I'm going to stop this for now, and then I will come back, and we'll have a good old what's the word Jim Ross used to use in WWE? We're ourselves a good old-fashioned slobber knocker here. Okay, we're back, guys. So part of the battle where some action's getting ready to take place here. I am out of arrows with 2 of my 4 archer units, so I kind of used the 2 archer units as decoys, I guess. I do have 1 unit firing away at these Roman archers here, or 2 units, excuse me. Now, the Egypt player kind of beats me to the punch, sends in his cav to mow down some of these archers, and routs them almost immediately. And now he's back to where they're warmed up. Let's see, the plan was that because SPQR was on a hill here, we were going to attack him on the hill. But it doesn't quite work out that way, because now he's coming after my archers. So what ends up happening here, I send my cataphracts in. I really wasn't sure if I should do it or not, but I do go ahead and do it. And I got 1 right away. I want to say I send both my pikes over here in just a second. But he does do a number on my cataphracts. But what made this, what gave me the advantage in this fight is his desert cav weren't upgraded enough, and I usually have at least. I try to put at least 1 experience chevron with each of my cav. I didn't in this fight, it was only with 2 of them, but it was enough to, smash his desert cav. And here I go after the SPQR archers, and here Caesar with Macedon, with the Egyptians trying to come back and get some more kills on me. But he decides I do tag 1 of them, but he goes after my archers. And I realize this, and I bring back my cataphracts so I can charge into his desert cav here. Cataphracts are winded and tired again. But I do continue pouring archer fire as much as I can into the desert cav. Now he does turn around and try to charge me, which I'm assuming he thought because he had a slight hill advantage here that he could route maybe one of my cataphract units, but well, as you can see, it didn't really work. Here comes more cav. I should have wiped these guys out, but I didn't. I'm out of Pila, so that doesn't really help. He's going to my archers here. Like I said, I just used my archers after they ran out of arrows. I just kind of used them as what's the word the British used to use? Cannon fodder. I do send my silver shields in here. But here, I get my cavalry in time, my cataphracts, and that's pretty much all she wrote for the Egyptian cavalry. And as you can see back here, my archers. Now, if I were to fight the SPQR now, he would probably smash me. I have virtually no, well, I have no missiles left, so all my archers are out of arrows. My cataphracts are kind of banged up. Well, they're really banged up, all but one unit. I guess all of them are kind of banged up. But anyway, you know, my pike units are heavily depleted. My Silver Shield Legionnaires are heavily depleted. So, you know, it's being a scored fight. You know, I'm just looking for kills now. So I'm trying to bide my time, wait for the perfect time to strike. Let's fast forward this a little bit here. You know, I take that back. I think I do have some arrows left with one of my units. Now, it looked like here they were going to double team me. So I was like, okay. What I did, I kind of sat here and waited for a minute. And as you can see here, so I know these archers are out of arrows, so I just kind of I put them in tight formation. They can't really do much of anything else, so like I said, I got them in tight formation, just kind of waiting for the right time to strike and do something here. Now what I do here, I have my archers with, I believe they have maybe a quarter of their bar left and with arrows, so I just fire like hell on these Pharaoh's guards because I know I've got them. I've got an angle on them, and they're out of phalanx. Now here, I thought I'm not quite sure what he's doing here. Vectronics, I think he should have used all of his cav because the Egyptians have no cav left, and his urbans could more than likely decimate the Pharaoh's guards infantry here. I would have swung all my cav around behind me, engage my cataphracts, more than likely destroy them, and then mop up. But he doesn't do that. He pulls back after he sees the Egyptian player coming, and you know, you guys will kind of see it here in a second what I'm talking about. Here we have what's up to the Egyptian slingers going to come up and try to inflict some casualties on the SPQR Romans. I mean, both these guys they're just kind of, they're fighting for hill positions, what they're doing. This is what it looks like to me. Trying to find, I can understand that with the Egyptian player because he's definitely outnumbered and all he has left is his infantry. He's trying to find any kind of hill advantage he can to grab as many kills as possible. Now here I start to slowly bring my army forward. But I kind of split them up trying to confuse them because I'm not sure who's going to turn on who, if they're going to fight each other or what. So it's more or less a true three-player free-for-all, really. Like I said, I split my army up here into two little groups, and I try to keep it that way all the way down this hill here. Now here he has his Pharaoh's guards in a pretty good position. They're a full unit. This is a full unit. This one's almost a full unit. This one's almost a full unit. The rest of them are kind of banged up. And this one's only lost, what, 15, I believe. This one's almost lost everything. And as you can see here, he put one of his Pharaoh's guards up here just in case of a Praetorian attack, which is really a good move. But yeah, here it's just a matter of time before the cohorts pull this off. Like I said, as you can see here, I'm moving my army up. And I do send my cataphracts up a little early, looking for any potential opportunity to charge from the rear and get some extra kills. I see he has one of the Pharaoh's Guard units routing. He has 2 of them routing now. 3 of them. So yeah, like I said, it was just a matter of time before the SPQR overpowered the Egyptian player. There he used some Pila, and he's just decimating the Egyptians here. Now, I do bring up some support for my cav. Like I said, these guys are just cannon fodder, my archers now, because they're out of arrows. Send up all my cataphracts now. I didn't want to send all my cataphracts up initially, simply because I didn't want to get them trapped. Pull them back a little bit, because I saw his urban cohorts coming my way. There's another devastating Pila attack by
The enemy general flees!
SPQR on the Pharaoh's Guards.
The enemy general is slain, and now his men fear us. It is time to press the attack.
Here's my cav. I'm gonna try to get a few kills on these some of these routing Egyptian units here. I think SPQR thought I was going to go after him, which I don't, but I think that's what he thought. But I see he comes back, the Egyptian player comes back from routing with his lead unit here, so I try to kind of get out of the way. Now here he does kind of take me by surprise. I do manage to get my, oh no, I do charge him. I take that back, because I realized this was my general unit, and I have better morale than he will. I have my archers in the area. I have 2 silver shield pikes in the area, so I figure I'll just go ahead and stick with this. As you can see back here, I'm getting some kills on these cohorts with my cataphracts. And here I use my silver shield legionnaires to take down and take out these Pharaoh's Guards. Like I said, I'm just trying to get kills wherever I can here now. Here I've routed 1 unit of cohorts. I see he's bringing his Praetorian cav, which began to rout my cataphracts. And here I'm going ahead and sending in these archers to help finish mopping up this Pharaoh's Guard unit. Now here I tried to pull my guys out pretty quick, but they decided they wanted to walk and not run for whatever reason. But I come out and cycle charge. Eventually, I think I do rout 1, maybe both of these units. Here I routed the Pharaoh's Guards. Here's another cycle charge into the side of the urban cohorts here. And here comes all these Praetorians. And that pretty much does it for me. my cavalry, well, so
Your
they did
general's
put up a
nerve is
fight, but
broken
not
and
very
he's
long.
fleeing from the enemy.
And I charge what's left of
Your
my
general
army
ally's dead because of his foolishness.
against
His men.
these cohorts, trying to
The
get some more
gods be
kills before
praised!
I'm completely
The enemy's
destroyed.
hearts are full of fear, and now they flee.
Vectronics played, if this would have been a last man standing battle, Vectronics actually played pretty smart. I don't generally play role of camper in a
That
game.
the
I like
gods
to
should
get my
see
battles,
this. Your army is running.
get the
They
battles
almost
going and
deserve to be
fire it up
slaughtered.
and let the game take its course, or run its natural course, and that's just how I play. A lot of people, I'll watch on last man fights, and they'll just camp on a hill for virtually the entire game, and those are kind of stupid tactics, in my opinion. Yeah, you can. They're smart if you're a noob, I guess, but if you've been playing for a while, you don't want to just sit here. You want to actually go fight and go attack something, get some kills, and there's more to it than just sitting around waiting for enemy armies to come up a hill and attack you. Those games are kind of boring. Anyway, let's go ahead and fast forward this because it's nothing but the Praetorians chasing down routing units and getting kills. But we'll get to the results screen and we'll show you all that. And that's a lot of bodies. Hardly any of them are Armenian. They're mostly Scipii. Now there's a bit of a glitch here. I do have a unit that kind of runs around being stupid. So it forces his Praetorians to have to chase him down. That's half the reason this battle took so long. Yeah, this is taking a long time. I'll tell you guys what. I might. No, I'll go ahead and keep running. Like I said, there's a glitchy. One of my units is kind of glitchy back here, and it's just running around the map. So that's kind of what, like I said, that's what makes this battle take so long. Anyway, we get closer to the results screen. I will start this back up again. Here we go. We're still fast forwarding this. But my glitchy unit is slowly disappearing. Actually, I think they kill him up here. Yep, here we go. I was actually surprised by this. I didn't really think I was going to win it because it took me so long to get into fights. But I actually did pretty well. Ended up winning the battle. GLS is Armenia. Like I said at the beginning of the game, Armenia is usually something I play, but because he was host, he got a hold of him first, and he really did pretty well with him. Egyptian player had a smart game, ended up third. Vectronics, hill camping, still finished fourth, right in the middle of the pack. So let's look at my kills real quick. I had one Cataphracts get 286. Had some silver shields get 158. My archers really did a number on the enemy. I had another Cataphract with 176. So anyway, good game to all my opponents here. Remember, always play with honor and bleed your enemies.